This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
From what day you may find out, certain people not like me. Everyone got us bag a thing now. Makes true me I do it like Nike, but me not fear no guy now. No matter how hard them a spite me, me just a go and do me thing now. Me just a do it like Nike. 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 Me just a do it like Nike.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by ML Foods Limited, the Bahamas Out Island Promotion Board, BTC, Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Cleveland Clinic, Dunkin' Donuts, Fine Threads, Janae's Uniform Center, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, KFC, the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, Naughty Journeys, Percy's Island Games, Scotiabank, and Tropical Gyros.
Rose gold for the Cuban link tough. How much ice just a and me ring so. From what day you may find out, certain people don't like me. Everyone cock us bag a thing now. Begs through me I do it like Nike, but me not fear no guy now. No matter how hard them a spite me, me just a go and do me thing now. Me just a do it like Nike. 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 Me just a do it like Nike.
To tell you the truth, if I were you, then me probably woulda like me neither. Fresh to the top, born again, them said the flow ungodly, my mind need Jesus. Girls call cookies when my mind need reefer. And all when my frost, you can't style me neither. Aim excellent, point blank, tell the truth. Bullets never miss the chin like a Chinese teacher. Yeah, every bad mind fraud, them is them parents did corrupt, so them born negative. How much longer you gonna yet from people? You know see you now benefit. These cards with digits and say
from what day you may find out, certain people don't like me. Everyone cock us bag a thing now. Begs through me I do it like Nike, but me not fear no guy now.
The Tuesday, August 8th edition of Talking Heads is on and popping. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. on this Tuesday edition. Hope you had a good weekend, short week. Hope you enjoyed the holiday. And like I said, it's a short week, so now you got to get back to the bump and grind, you know? Because like I always tell you, all work and no play makes you a dull person. All play and no work makes you broke. It's time to get back to paying them bills. That's what I'm talking about. All right, lines are open. You know how to chime in. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. That's here in New Providence. Toll free, Grand Bahama, Abaco, any one of the family islands, 242-300. 5720, 242-300-5720. Text lines powered by BTC, 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Stream us live. Take us wherever you want to go. GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. Cable channel 969, BTC Flow channel 612. That's how you get it in. That's how you get it on. For fresh news, smart talk all day right here, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. All right, little FYI for you. Like to keep you in the know, get you where you want to go. And yeah, I got your trivia coming up. Just wait for it. It's coming. It's coming. John's reminds you they're the authorized distributor for Chef Work. Chef, we're the most respected global culinary brand. John's carries chef jackets, chef pants, aprons, and hats, all designed to keep culinary professionals cool and comfortable. John's is also now carrying chef knife sets by Mercer Culinary Tools that make for all-around better chef. All of this available for you at John's Careware, Rosetta Street, and Carmichael. Both locations open for you at 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. And remember, John's serving you is a pleasure. All right. Don't forget, Click, the Bear of the Bahamas, is proud to be 50. And they've decided to give you a chance to be one of 5 1,000 cash prize winners. Don't forget, every week starting on June 30th, you can enter to win $1,000 at participating liquor stores and bars. Just purchase a 3-pack of Click and write your name, number, and email address on the back of the entry form to win. All right? All right. Don't forget that. And don't forget, KFC. Let's bucket together this summer with KFC. Grab a bucket of delicious KFC fried chicken and kick back with friends and family. Whether it's original, spicy, or barbecue, KFC has the flavors you crave. Remember, Bahamas, when you bucket, he buckets, she buckets, then we bucket together. Make sure you don't go through the summer without checking this one off your bucket list. All right, KFC, it's finger licking good by the bucket or however you get it. And sometimes you just got to say bucket. All right, so get to your favorite KFC location, grab your bucket today. Let them do the cooking for you. As a matter of fact, today's Crazy Tuesday. Get 5 pieces of chicken for $10. You can't beat that. Be sure to, get on into your favorite KFC location and get yourself hooked up. And don't forget Dunkin' Donuts. I was reminding you to get ready for something very delicious this summer. Introducing the new Dunkin' Strawberry Cheesecake Iced Latte. This delicious iced beverage features bold espresso with sweet strawberry marbled over milk and ice, topped with velvety whipped cream and cookie crumbles for a match made in latte heaven. Make it a strawberry summer this year with the Strawberry Cheesecake Iced Latte available exclusively at Dunkin'. And remember, the Bahamas runs on Dunkin', and you could be running on Dunkin' too. It's all available for you at your favorite Dunkin' location. Downtown Bay Street, Paradise Island, Palmdale, Brennan Road with the drive-thru, East Street South with the drive-thru, Carmichael, the newest location, and, of course, at the airport. Pre-clearance, post-clearance, and arrivals. So no reason for you not to be running on Dunkin'. All right. Got all that out of the way. Let me hit you up with your trivia, because I know you're waiting on that. This is a good one right here, too. Recent survey of 100 Bahamian men between the ages of 18 and 50. Survey revealed that 15% or 15 out of 100 have insulted a woman on a first date by asking for this. What is it? Now, before you jump on in, look at the percentage. It's a low percentage, so you know it's got to be something weird. All right? Recent survey revealed that 15 out of 100, 15%, have insulted a woman on the first date by asking for this. What is it? That's your brain teaser. You got between now and the news and the top of the 5 o'clock hour to get your answers in. Now we got all of that out of the way. Then who are us making headlines in the 242? All brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. New arrivals in stock, both locations. Top of Hill, Mackey Street, the flagship store, and the Southwest Shopping Plaza location. Both locations available for you 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Check them out online, finethreads.com. Check all the new arrivals out. Do your shopping online, then arrange for pickup at any one of those convenient Fine Thread locations. All right. Let's check out what's blazing up the pages of the Nassau Guardian News and Views that matter since 1844. And don't forget, today's Tuesday. The Buzz, brought to you by John Shoes, all about Grand Bahama, all about Freeport. It's the Freeport Report. We'll be checking in with Sarah Kirkby, Darren Cooper in short order. And then, of course, we'll continue the conversation a little bit today. Got Graham Weatherford in studio because, of course, last week he said that he was going to inform Freeport how he could fix Freeport. So Graham, along with his cavalry, is here today, and we will have our conversation in short order. All right? But before we get into that, let me get into the headliners. Who was making headlines, like I said, in the 242, all brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. Here's what's blazing up the pages of the Nassau Guardian News and Views that matter since 1844. We will help Haiti solve its problems. PM explains plan to send Bahamian troops to Haiti. We expect Haitians to solve their problems, and we are here to support them in that effort. Our commitment to lend peacekeeping troops is only to help train and help lend technical support where it is necessary. Prime Minister Philip Davis. Wow. But we need support and technical support here too where it's necessary when it comes to our borders. Look around, Mr. Prime Minister, in between your next set of flights. Look around before you hop the next flight. International support to help Haiti police, critical U.S. official says. Barbara Feinstein from the U.S. State Department, Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for Caribbean Affairs and Haiti, Barbara Feinstein, commended Kenya after its announcement that it will send 1,000 police officers to Haiti to help bring stability to the country. The United States continues to pursue a comprehensive approach in Haiti, including support for security, specifically assistance, and let me get to A5, because I don't never like to misquote, and I like to get the whole thing in. To strengthen, train, and equip the Haitian National Police, as well as humanitarian, economic, and health assistance to improve livelihoods and safeguard critical gains. Again, Ms. Feinstein? Again? How many times have we seen this play out with Haiti? And we sent how many troops? 150? Teen girl sister arrested after deadly hit and run. Police were questioning two females, one of whom is 16, in connection with a fatal hit and run accident that took place around 12:20 a.m. on July 31st. Police said a female pedestrian was on the southern side of Wolf Road near Palm Beach Street when she was struck and killed by the driver of a red Honda traveling west on Wolf Road. Officers arrested the teen, who is the suspected driver, along with her 27-year-old sister of Rupert Dean Lane, around 5:30 p.m. on Saturday. Police said they recovered the vehicle involved in the accident in bushes off Rupert Dean Lane. They thanked members of the public and the media for assisting in locating the suspects and the vehicle. Two more murders. Police are looking for people responsible for the country's latest murders. A man was murdered on Friday off Mackey Street, and another was murdered off Marshall Road on Monday. But no, we don't have a crime crisis. Looking at all your answers? Looking at all your answers. Boy, look here. Boy, look here. Look here. No, but y'all on a... Boy, let me see. Y'all, let me see. Let me see. I got to check this on the break. This might actually have the right answer in here. I got to double check. Y'all look like y'all on a roll today. Y'all on point on a Tuesday. So, now that we've wrapped up the headlines, who of us making headlines in the 242? And of course, chime in. Let me know how you feel about some of those headlines, what you see. Man 55 accused of sex crimes. 55-year-old man on Friday was granted a total of $16,000 bail after being accused of indecent assault and possession of child pornography. Samuel Russell pled not guilty to the charges at his arraignment before Assistant Chief Magistrate Subasula Swain. Prosecution did not object to bail. But prosecutors did say on July 29th, Russell inappropriately touched a 9-year-old girl. Police also found sexually explicit photos and videos of a teenage girl in his cell phone while he was in custody. But he gets bail. Make it make sense. Somebody try and make it make sense for me, please. All right. We got The Buzz by John Shoes coming up. We're going to take the first break, Mr. Producer. Let's take the first break. Flip side of the break, we'll get to Freeport. We'll get the, news from Grand Bahama. Don't forget this, and every Tuesday, you get your Grand Bahama news free inside The Guardian, the supplement. Buy The Guardian, get the Grand Bahama news. That's how that works. Real easy. All right, the Freeport report coming up. I know I got Sarah Kirkby chimed in already. Do we have Darren in yet, Mr. Producer? So we got all two lined up and ready to go. So we will pick it up on the flip side of the break, and we'll kick it off with The Buzz, all brought to you, of course, by John Shoes, live from Freeport as we do it each and every Tuesday. The Freeport Report right here on Talking Heads, which is coming up right after the break. Keep it right where you got it.
Ready for something very delicious this summer? Introducing the new Dunkin' Strawberry Cheesecake Iced Latte. Enjoy the bold flavors of Dunkin' Espresso and sweet, luscious strawberry, all topped with velvety whipped cream and irresistible cookie crumbles for a match made in latte heaven. Make Dunkin' Strawberry Cheesecake Iced Latte your go-to beverage this summer. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Put your best foot forward this school year by shopping at John's for your back-to-school foot care needs. From toddlers to college students, have your child looking smart in a pair of Hush Puppies, Sperry, Easy Strider brand styles, and many more. Durable and sharp, the kids will step with confidence all year. Need socks and a belt? We've got you covered. And don't forget a new backpack and lunch containers. You can find all this and more at the best prices and customer service in town at John's on Rosetta Street and Carmichael Road. John's Johns, we put fashion at your feet.
When faced with an illness like cancer, we band together, and we at Cleveland Clinic in Florida have your back. From advanced cancer treatments to extra safety measures at all of our locations, we're with you on this journey. For every infusion and follow-up, for every step of the way, for every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic in Florida. Get the care you need when and where you need it. To learn more or connect with a local representative, visit clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama, and let me tell you about a deal you can't afford to miss. It's the 2 Fly Free from Nassau promotion. You heard me right. 2 people can fly free from Nassau. Just go to BahamasResidence.com for all the details so you can start your vacay today. There are 10 participating islands with 35 amazing hotels to choose from. You can go to Abaco, Acklands, Andros, Bimini, Cat Island, Eleuthera, Harbor Island, Exuma, Long Island, or San Salvador. There's so much to do on all these islands, you just may want to go to a few. And why not? With the 2 Fly Free from Nassau deal, it's like getting an island for free. Take your family, go with friends, arrange a fun out-of-the-box business meeting or retreat. Your co-workers or employees will love you. Or go on an adventure with the guys, or a girl's getaway from the guys, or a romantic trip for 2. Whatever you do, you'll thank me. Visit BahamasResidence.com for more information. That's BahamasResidence.com.
From the fried chicken experts, creators of the Kentucky Chicken Sandwich, comes a whole new way to enjoy barbecue. The KFC Crispy Barbecue Sandwich features a 100% premium white meat Kentucky Fried Chicken filet stacked with bacon, cheddar cheese, crispy fried onions, and barbecue sauce on a toasted, buttery brioche bun. The new KFC Barbecue Crispy Sandwich is available only for a limited time. Try one today and enjoy a whole new level of flavor. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
We're back at you on the Tuesday, August 8th edition of Talking Heads. And yes, we do have a winner. Yep. The correct answer was ask for gas money. Y'all some cheap dudes, but y'all got on the first date and asked them for gas money. 15 out of 100 of y'all did that. Y'all an embarrassment to the mandem, man. My God. I know gas kind of high and all, too. Probably that's why the woman offended. She'd probably rather pay for dinner than for gas. You should have said go half on the bill. She might not have a problem with that. You say gas money. Boy, Houston, we got a problem. Anyway, we got our winner. So that takes care of that. Let's get to Freeport. Got Sarah Kirkby and Darren Cooper with us as always on a Tuesday. What's happening, guys? Glad to have you. What's going on? All is well with you and yours?
I'm still laughing over the gas comment. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just an embarrassment.
Hey, guys.
Oh, I thought they wanted to pay for dinner, but gas, God, that's bad.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's more than dinner. That's like lobster
Darren,
prices.
You never do that, did you, Darren? Don't tell me you never did that, Darren.
No. I'm a gentleman. I pay the rate.
I
you
believe
go.
it. Oh, sorry. That was great, Naughty.
All right, so I look at the big headline, Sarah, in the Grand Bahama News, and I don't even think you could Pollyanna your way around this one this week. Break-in at Freeport's Magistrate Court. What's going on with that?
I'm not going to say what I would say if I was in a comedy show. But okay.
I got 2 jokes right now about it. I want to know how disgusting I should be. I'm going to ask my taxes, should I be disgusting and have some fun, poke some fun at this, or should I take the high road?
Take the high road. Take the high road.
Because if I gotta guess what 2 files gone missing, if I was just a betting man, I lay 2. If I was just hypothetical, if I was writing a satire about this, right? Not saying it's the case, but if I was just writing this hypothetically, not saying that it's reality, I would probably guess that maybe Oban and the Reckley files might be the first two that I would guess gone missing. And it got its desired effect, a laugh, purely satirical right there, pure humor. For my Urca listeners.
Sorry. That was great. Yeah, so...
I heard of people trying to break out of the court, but I never heard people trying to break into court, to tell you the truth.
No, not to this court.
So he was tired. He was trying to get some sleep.
Oh, boy. Well, I guess they can send him, he can get plenty sleep now.
Yeah. I don't know about that. You can find some space. Anyway, let's go on to the other stories.
I knew Sarah was going to Pollyanna over that one. Let's bounce real quick. What else we got?
Well, our Fishing Hole Road is open, so that's big news for us. It's finally open after driving past it for months, so it's fantastic to have it going. And
you guys,
a lot of action, and Darren was a lot of that action to make that happen. So well done, Darren.
Did you guys ride it yet? How does it work out? Is it better?
I've had the opportunity to drive on it several times, and it's 110% better than what it was. You could feel the difference of the road. The asphalt is, very... I think the length of time it took was because, from what I've understood, they had to put a special texture on the actual asphalt, and you could feel it. And so, big thumbs up to Hot Mix. I think that two would have had the contract.
Yeah, it's Hot Mix.
They, in my view, done an exceptional job. And a lot of what I've seen from Hot Mix lately has been very exceptional for me. And so, very pleased with the work that's been done on the fishing.
So let's get them to build that airport. Woo-woo.
Yes. Yes.
Boy, look here.
Get that one going.
Let's get that one done.
Jones in for that bad.
Well, it does look good, and I'm glad to know that it is an improvement to that extent. So that,
it is, and it's a major road that connects 8 Mile Rock, which is one of the biggest settlements in the Bahamas, to Freeport. So it's a necessity to have that there. And obviously, with hurricane season and all the rain, as you know, when flooding happens, you need to make sure you're okay. And this bridge goes above the water, so it's very important that this bridge is up and running because it cuts people off completely. And that's also from hospital needs as well, which is a big scare.
I'm glad to know that also comes back into play too. That obviously, you can get to the hospital at least a little more efficiently. But
yeah,
I'm sure when Graham gets his chance to contribute today, he'll bring up the hospital in Grand Bahama.
He said our story would have been in there today, but we'll have it next week.
Now, looking forward to his fix for Grand Bahama.
Yeah, okay. And we are too. A lot of listeners in Texas too. Now that we got a winner for the trivia, they're hitting it. Hey, y'all too. Let's go, man. We might have a fix. But before we get to that, a couple more stories. The four-way stop by is confusing. What's going on there, Sarah?
Well, I see you skipped over the whole F&M.
Oh, but I didn't know you had skipped over it initially, But we could go back, and I have no problem with that. Were the troops rallied in Grand Bahama, as it appears to seem? I see a lot of red up there.
There was a lot of red out there. It was a huge turnout, I heard, and so it's Mr. Pintard's promised some big things. There's a big party turnout, and Grand Bahama is known for being very, very red and royal, and so we'll see. What you hearing, Darren, on the street?
Honestly, to be truthful, the street is really talking more about Lincoln Bain than they're talking about any of the other political parties. So, I think there's some things that I think if coalition can get together, they might just run a good chance. But that's what I'm hearing more on the streets than anything else. Everybody going after this $100,000,
Pie in the sky.
$100,000 that could help them pay their bills, they say. Well, they say that every other political party has scammed them and has promised them and has not delivered to them. So they might as well try Lincoln because he might do something. That's what the talk is on the streets.
There you go.
Boy, there you go. That's very interesting to hear.
It is very interesting to hear.
Now,
because I know Naughty and I hear some different things in the group that we're in.
I
Mr. Bain.
I hear a couple of things, but you hear about all politicians, but my big question is, where are you going to find the other 38 from?
That is 38 what? Candidates?
Candidates. I mean, I look at this current administration and scratch my head and say, I ask the same question: where they find some of these from? So, mathematics plays out into all of this. You know what I mean? It's going to be very interesting. Like I say, at this current time, satirically, I couldn't write it any funnier than this playing out. But, hopefully, we as voters will take it a little more seriously than we have over the last 50 years and go on the route of who entertains us the most rather than who, takes care of us the best as Bahamians. But I guess, maybe that the maturation process is a little, delayed with us. We got a phone call. Let's go to the phone lines real quick, and then we'll get back to the Grand Bahama Report. Talking Heads, okay. Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Naughty, how you doing?
How are you?
I'm okay. Bahamians are so gullible.
Close your car door for me, darling.
Okay, I said Bahamians are so gullible.
Uh-huh. Why you say that?
Now you're listening to the gentleman. He said that Mr. Bahama promised, $100,000?
That was the initial talk off of our natural resources.
I wouldn't even say if he win where the money's coming from, because if he ain't gonna get to if he win. But if they're that dumb to believe something like that, I don't know. Because that, I mean...
Well, what you hearing on the street?
I'm hearing he has messed himself up again, shoot himself in the foot. Because I am sitting down constantly waiting for when Cassie Stewart live come on.
All right.
I'm waiting, you know what I mean? Because he called for that man. That man was maybe minding his own business, and he go and call for that young man. And just to see, because I'm in the same group you are, and he have the persons like they blaming Cassius for coming after him. But that man, I listen to Shanique Miller Beyond the Headline. I don't miss the news, eyewitness news. And I have never yet one day heard the conversation about Lincoln Bain. I'm not going to say it happened because it ain't. If I even miss, I go back on my phone and I catch it later on in my bed. So for him to say Cassie is talking with him or said something with him in his dream, and I don't know Cassie. I've never met that man in my life. I've never met none of them. I've seen Mr. Bain years ago. And him and Aaron Ferguson, Rodney Munker, and them used to have their meetings years ago. So I'll be lying if I say I've never met him, but that must be more than a while, more than 18 years now. But Cassius Stewart, I don't know him, period, other than seeing him on the news. So I'm not saying this because I know him, and he's a friend. I am saying what happened on that live, the last live Mr. Bain had, he was dead wrong. Because I'm sitting down for the first time, not watching this live, but just listening to what he had to say as in reference to what's going on in the school in that gay book. And where he did approach the Ministry of Education and what was their say and where we go from there. And I'm still listening to hear that, and I don't think he even mentioned that part. And that's what the topic was about. But he just wastes time juicing up them supporters who so, evil and wicked, instead of just staying focused and getting to the truth. If he only summer himself down, I don't have nothing against him, Nettie, you still there?
I'm listening to you.
I don't have nothing against him. The only thing is he just needs to stay focused, stick to the topic, mature a little bit, polish himself a bit, and just have some little meetings and seminars and some little training with his supporters. And who knows, he may get sensible-minded people to think twice or once about him. But if he keep up with this rate, wasting time on Stewart, like Stewart have him to study, it's almost like he thinks Stewart is like a rat on his meat or something like or on his cheese.
We got your call. And remember,
You see my point, right?
I got your point. But we got to get back to Freeport. So I appreciate your call.
Okay, no problem.
Be safe. Thanks for listening.
Okay.
And remember, Cassius always reminds you, either you have A or B. It's your choice. All right, let's get back to Freeport.
Thank you.
So, yeah, back to the four-way stop that was confusing everybody.
Well, it's not the four-way stop. The problem is people don't know how to use the four-way stop. So we had a lot of accidents over the last couple of weeks we have quite a few traffic lights that were out, so that was a big problem. And then there was a very serious accident, and a couple of weeks ago, passing someone doing, overtaking, and it was just a horrible, horrible accident that happened. So it's just a reminder for everybody from the police just to actually, use the roads. They also talk about the circles. People need to know how to use the circles right when which lane you need to be in, as I'm sure you have the same problem in Nassau, especially on that 8-leg circle that you have, which should you be in the right or the left, depending on where you're getting off on the circle. So it's just a reminder how to follow the rules of the road, which as many Bahamians know, a lot of people don't know the rules of the road. So it's a timely article, I think, for that. And then we also had just a little highlight of Gumbay Festival, which was fantastic here.
It seems very well attended.
It was packed, and every Thursday night it was packed. So many people out, but not just tourists. It was locals were packed there as well. But the tourists had a great time, and there were 2 sets of Junkanoo. There was an early group, there was a late group, and then they also had great entertainment. Lots of booths, lots of people making money, beautiful arts and crafts, and talented work that was out there. And I have to say, the performers, the dancers, and all of the bands were phenomenal. I mean, they put all their effort in. They're playing up to the cameras for the tourists. I got very lucky at the time. I borrowed a little Gumbay Junkanoo band to do a video for me, and the tourists just came swarming over, and they were so good with them. And so it was great. And the tourism numbers were really strong. So it was really great, and well done to Ministry of Tourism for that.
All right. So I'm glad to see it's so very well attended, though. I'm glad to see Freeport get a bounce with that. All right. So now we got Darren, we got Sarah. Now it comes to the point where, we done with the Freeport Report, the Grand Bahama News Supplement every Tuesday in the Guardian. Last week, Graham Weatherford reached out and said he had a plan to fix Freeport.
Yeah.
So I wanted you guys to have that conversation with Graham, since you guys live and eat and breathe and sleep and do everything in Freeport. And we're here in New Providence. And I just like to, I would play the objective mediator. But, I'd like to hear this little conversation, because at the end of the day, from every Tuesday talking on it, both of you guys know, Darren and Sarah, I got a big part of my heart in Freeport. My mother-in-law, who I love very dearly, is down there, and my in-laws as well. My wife is from Freeport, so I care mucho about Freeport. So I want to know how we all can make Freeport better. So I have today Mr. Graham Weatherford, along with his guest, Mr. Wayne Johnson. And, of course, we got Sarah Kirkby and Darren Cooper in Grand Bahama. So, Graham, the floor is yours. How can you fix Freeport?
Well, the first thing is, can you hear me?
Yeah, we could bring it up a little bit, Mr. Producer.
Yeah, can you hear me in Freeport?
Yeah, we can hear you all the way around now, Graham.
Good. So, my question...
Yeah, we can hear you.
You just redid a road. Has the road been elevated to at least high tide or surge tide on a spring tide elevation? Is it 16, 18 feet up? No. It's still at sea level, right?
What are we talking about? The Fishing Hole Road?
Yes. Fishing Hole Road. How high is it above sea level?
Fishing Hole Road is quite high from the sea level, very high.
4 feet, 10 feet?
It's not a bridge, it's a causeway. No, more than 4 feet. I'll go about 6 or 7 feet high.
So it's 7 feet high, and that's been flooded during the last hurricane, correct?
It got flooded in Dorian. Yeah, that was the first time it was tested.
Not the actual bridge. The bridge was not flooded. But the access to the bridge was flooded.
Yes.
Not the bridge.
So doesn't it make sense that we should elevate it? We've got, 7 miles of elevated road going to Key West. Doesn't it make sense to elevate that road properly before throwing more money after good after bad? Anyway, I just want to move on. Just wanted to show you that observation.
My answer to that would be no. It's a government road, and they can deal with that. I'd rather hear about what's happening with the Port Authority, and that's not a Port Authority road. And just so you know, our roads are fixed by the Port Authority. Though we send all our money to Nassau for our roads are fixed by the Port Authority.
Okay. My first question is, why do you keep doing the same thing from 1955 until now?
Well, Graham, I think it's more, what is the solution to fix Grand Bahama?
Well, here's the solution. Here's
I think they listen.
Here's the solution to fix it. Just a thought. You've got a bunch of developed property over there that you could tax. You could tax the port for the developed property. And it is a large figure that you could tax them. And so if you sat me down with Hayward or whoever's in charge, I would say, listen, I'm not going to tax you, but I want you to give me this hotel and I want you to give me this airport, or I will tax you and I'll buy it from you. But let's move on. What could you do with
No. You can't move on when you're saying
because the government
the government owns the airport. The government owns
they own the
hotel. They
hotel.
already have it.
No.
Beautiful.
They don't own any of that.
Beautiful.
That
they were
is theirs.
given to
They
them.
sold them the
So-
airport for $1.
So if you own the airport and the hotel, right? Why
The
can't you?
government owns the airport and the hotel.
As the government, I'm speaking to the government who owns the airport and hotel
Right.
as we speak, right? And it is costing money to keep the air conditioner on so it doesn't get moldy, correct? It is.
Correct.
Why can't you make it hyper profitable? You want to hear some ideas on what could be done? One, the hospital has many levels. I would take a level and make it cancer treatment. Two, with experimental, because there's some things you can't use in the US because of the FDA. I would take another floor and make it stem cell. I would take another floor and make it addiction. I would take another floor and make it rehab. And the biggest money probably floating around, the next floor would be cosmetic surgery. I would make that hotel make you so much money. Your head would spin. Let's talk about jobs, because you like jobs.
But hold on. That's you're telling government this.
I'm talking to
First
the
of all,
government,
already,
yes.
Hold on, I'm going to answer you.
Okay.
We already had stem cell, and it's closed down.
Mhm.
Doctors Hospital has just taken over one of the largest buildings on the island, and is building their second biggest hospital that will actually take care of all the three things that you just said. That fell under a Port Authority agreement that Rupert Hayward put together with a couple of other investors that moved here to the island. So that's actually already happening.
Which
that's
three?
not happening with the hotel.
Which
The
three?
hotel needs to be sold.
Which three are happening?
Yeah.
Because is cosmetic surgery happening?
The medical, the cancer, all of that is happening at the doctor's hospital.
What about the
So that's all
addiction?
being done, but not to be done with the hotel.
You
but
can
the
turn-
hotel is that. You told us you wanted to talk to us about fixing the Grand Bahama Port Authority part.
No,
That's
I told
all
you.
government
I told
related.
you
Yeah.
I wanted to fix Freeport.
Oh, okay.
So now
Well,
you're
then I think
so there's
maybe
no
it's
money.
not the hotel.
There's no money
you
to be
can't-
made.
now, hold on, you can't move the goalposts because the quote was last week on the show. You said you would tell these guys how to fix Grand Bahama, so they welcomed you to fix Grand Bahama. So it can't be
Yeah.
Freeport now. You got to talk
Grand Bahama.
inclusive, which
Yes.
includes Freeport.
Yeah. So the way to fix the entire island, Naughty, is to pick what you want to do with that island. Freeport could be two things in my head. It could be a financial district. Okay? It could be banking 2.0, which is everything from digital assets to crypto that you messed up with what happened here when in 2017 we told you the right way to do it. The same gentleman in studio and myself. Somewhere between Morocco and Taiwan. You could invite Taiwan right now. We should be over there inviting them to come here to build chips in Freeport or in Grand Bahama, the depressed areas, and sending those chips into Freeport to be shipped around the world. And you would see an explosion on that island. But you have no new ideas. You keep crying about the port. Bring the port in the room with me, please. And I bet you we come out with something.
Wait a second. I think we've got it wrong.
yeah,
We're not crying
all right.
about the port. I'll let Darren, I'll give you a second, but we're not crying about the port. We want our Hawksbill Creek agreement to work the way it's supposed to work, which is allow it to go through the process of running its own government and running it without having a secondary approval that holds us up. So we have everything. We have a great shipyard. We have a great container port. We have all this, but it gets held up because of government problems. And we want those two elements to talk together.
All right.
That's what we're looking for in a proper. We want the agreement, which is a fantastic agreement, and that will give us great benefits. As a business person, the benefits we have are incredible.
Yes.
But it has to work with both people getting along together. I'll let Darren answer you the rest.
Yeah, can I make a point?
Let Darren answer, and then you can chime in.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just say this, and I was very interested in hearing Graham about the fix of Grand Bahama, because I really thought it was something, super, that I've not heard before. And I'm a Grand Bahamian, live here all my life, know the ins and outs about Grand Bahama. And it is so amazing when we have persons like, we have Nassauvians who always feel that they have the fix for Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama is a very easy fix, okay? One of the things that we need to do is to get the government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority back together. Under the Hubert Ingram administration, the Edward and the Jack administration, we saw the growth, the development, and the rebirth of Grand Bahama, because we had a government with a private entity working together for the betterment of this island. There's nothing you could tell us about Grand Bahama, or you could say to us about how to do this, how to do the other. There's so much myth as relates to Grand Bahama and how we're crying. What we are actually seeking is to get those two entities, the government, whose head is stuck in the cloud, and the Grand Bahama Port Authority, who is on their knees simply saying, look, let's talk. Let's see how we can fix. There are investments upon investments on the table for Grand Bahama. The hang-up for those investments and those approvals are not the Grand Bahama Port Authority. It is the government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, the Honorable Philip Brave Davis and his administration. So let's don't twist the story or mix the story up. It is the government that is stagnating the growth and the development of Grand Bahama. I leave that there.
Could I make a point, sir? Yeah. Could I make a point?
Make your point.
I went to the cryptocurrency conference that they had in Grand Bahama. I've been a leading advocate for cryptocurrency in the Bahamas. My name is Wayne Johnson. And I've been talking about economic empowerment for Bahamians. And one of the things that I saw when I went to Freeport is a lot of the investors who wanted to invest in crypto in Freeport, they said, if I invest in crypto in Freeport, I have to go through the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Why would I have to go through two entities? I have to go through the Grand Bahama Port Authority, then the government. So a lot of business opportunities in crypto and blockchain that was supposed to go to Grand Bahama came to Nassau because they had to deal with one government. And one government, because the Port Authority is the licensee. And so many of the investors who came from all over the world wanted to look at Freeport, saw the model and everything else like that, said, listen, I'm taking my business to New Providence because I have to answer to one government, the Investment Authority, and that's why that's where they took their business. Now, the hotel, before the government bought that hotel, that was owned by the Hutchinson Vanport Group, right? Correct? Is that correct? I thought that the government, when that hotel was not being dealt with and it was owned by Hutchinson Vanport, I think the government, the Minister administration should have taken that $150 million, go into West End, develop condos, develop second homes, develop the Airbnb, put Grand Bahamians to work in West End, East End, 8 Mile Rock, even in Freeport, and they could have taken that $150 million into West End and develop without having to go dealing with the port. And so I've studied economics.
Sorry.
Oh, excuse me.
I understand. You understand the economics. That $150 million could have done for the airport.
No.
We have Airbnb.
Ma'am, could I finish? Could I finish the point?
I totally disagree with you.
Yeah, but you could disagree with me with that. But the facts of the matter remain is that hotel is still not sold. So we should have taken that money and invested into infrastructure. West End used to have an airport. West End used to have...
We have infrastructure.
No, what I'm saying is West End is outside of the port. And so until Grand Bahama, until the Port Authority, because the Port Authority is the licensee. If you want to operate within the government sector and within the Port Authority, you got to have two licenses to operate in Freeport. Is that correct?
No, you do not. You have to have a Port Authority license to work in the Port Authority area. You do not have to have two licenses. West End is not the responsibility of the Port Authority.
I never said that. I know in Freeport. If you're a Grand Bahamian,
and your facts are wrong.
You need to have two. You need to have two, correct?
Just 60 seconds. 60 seconds for me. I listened to you, and I just don't want to go away from the first point that you would have made as relates to cryptocurrency coming to Grand Bahama and having to go through two sets of government. Let me say this to you. I have lived in Grand Bahama all my life. I know when you look at government taxation, you look at Port Authority taxation, you're talking about licensing fees, government charges you a percentage of your gross income, which means the government of the Bahamas has the highest license fees in the Bahamas and includes Freeport. The Grand Bahama Port Authority, you pay a set rate, and on top of that, you get concessions with a license.
I'm going to ask you.
With government.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this question.
Go through
Yeah.
in the heads of agreement with government, you got to beg for concessions, or you got to negotiate concessions. When you get a Grand Bahama Port Authority, and I really, it hurts my heart to feel as if I'm advocating for the Port Authority.
That's what I mean. I'm just telling you what
But when you look at the facts and you lay the facts on the table, the Grand Bahama Port Authority, under its Hawksbill Creek Agreement, is the best solution.
No, sir. I disagree. I disagree. So you're trying to tell me? Let me ask you a question. You're trying to tell me? Could I ask you a question? Could I ask a question?
Listen, when you come to Grand Bahama and you apply to the port for a license, hear me. You automatically, when you receive a Port Authority license, you are automatically, when you get approval, you are under concessions because of an approval. Okay? You don't need to go now to government to negotiate duty-free items and all those other stuff that goes with investing in the business.
So let me ask you, could I ask you a question, sir?
We can pick this up. We got to get to the news, but we can wrap this on the flip side of the news real quick before we get to sports, because this looks like this got a part 2 episode coming up real soon. But right now,
see, the problem that I have, Naughty, is, and I'll say this, is that we have Nasuvians.
No, man, we are Bahamians. We are Bahamians, bro. We are Bahamians, and they're Nasuvians. The Hawksbill Agreement is for everybody.
We all speak at once.
So we got to be careful how we say. We got to fix
that agreement for everybody.
All right, let me stay up.
We'll finish that.
I think you need to study the agreement as well.
No, I know the agreement. They need to squash that, because if you believe the Port Authority is your savior, then that's what you believe. I don't believe that. I guess that's exactly what you believe.
The Hawksbill Creek Agreement should be working properly.
That's your savior.
And that's what Darren was very clear on.
Yeah, and that's your savior.
If you follow the Hawksbill Creek Agreement and how it flowed.
Why Grand Bahama is leaving and coming to Nassau? Why are they leaving Freeport and coming to Nassau?
50 years and you've not gotten a new hospital.
Why Grand Bahamians are leaving?
Hold on, Grant. We like to jump at the new hospital in 50 years. I don't see no new hospital around here, New Providence in 50 years either.
We need 2 of them.
Let's get to the news. Out of the news, we'll wrap this up on the flip side of the break.
Why Grand Bahamians leaving?
Juicy fried chicken, mashed potatoes with gravy, and a hot buttery biscuit for only $5. That's genius! Part of the KFC Genius menu, the KFC $5 snack box delivers on flavor and value. Need to feed more than one? KFC's Great Picks has got you covered. Packed with 4 thighs and 4 legs, fried to golden perfection, plus 4 buttery biscuits for only $20. More genius! Hungry for deals? The Genius Menu at KFC. It's finger-licking good.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
Tired of paying too many bills and loan payments each month?
Shrink your monthly debt payments down to one easy payment with our debt consolidation loan.
It also has a built-in savings that pays you 5% interest.
Inquire about our debt consolidation loans today.
Call 356-7764.
School bag, books, pencils, uniform. Oh Lord, and I gotta buy snacks too?
Just lay it on the line.
The Guardian Media Group and AML Foods want to help families in need with our first ever Back to School Snackathon. What's a snackathon? Well, we want to help by assisting in donating school snacks to children that may need them as they head back to school this year. To be a part of our snackathon, all you have to do is shop at your favorite Solomon Superstore or Fresh Market. At the store, you can donate your pre-existing loyalty points, or you can donate cash directly at the register. Every single penny will go towards purchasing snacks that will be donated for distribution by the Bahamas Feeding Network and Hands for Hunger. Together, we can ensure that every child that opens their backpack this year will have a snack and a smile.
Get involved, get involved. Get involved, get involved.
We're gonna give you a check every week for a year. Percy's Pension Plan. Island Game, keep you winning. Percy's Pension Plan. Dream big, we will help you live it. Percy's Pension Plan. Island Game, we got you. Percy's Pension Plan. From the friends you can trust. If winning is a must, come play the game you know, cause your best chance is with us. The most trustworthy name is Percy's Island Game. So put 20 on your account and ride this easy train at Percy's Island Game.
Ready for something very delicious this summer? Introducing the new Dunkin' Strawberry Cheesecake Ice Latte. Enjoy the bold flavors of Dunkin' Espresso and sweet, luscious strawberry, all topped with velvety whipped cream and irresistible cookie crumbles for a match made in latte heaven. Make Dunkin' Strawberry Cheesecake Ice Latte your go-to beverage this summer. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas. This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by ML Foods Limited, the Bahamas Out Island Promotion Board, BTC, Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Cleveland Clinic, Dunkin' Donuts, Fine Threads, Janae's Uniform Center, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, KFC, the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, Naughty Journeys, Percy's Island Games, Scotiabank, and Tropical Gyros.
We're back at you on the Tuesday, August 8th edition of Talking Heads, getting ready to wrap things up with the Freeport Report. I appreciate Sarah and Darren chiming in a little extra today, having this conversation with us. I appreciate Graham and Wayne being here as well. We're getting ready to wrap it up right now. Wayne, you were trying to make a point right there right before the break.
Right before the break, years ago, we said we was talking about e-commerce in the Bahamas, and we were saying that how these fulfillment centers in the United States have to ship stuff in the Caribbean and Latin America. And we said that Freeport was the excellent model to be able to have those fulfillment centers set up to where you could be able to have them set up in Freeport to create economic opportunity, create prosperity for Grand Bahamians on the outside of the port, because you'll have these big companies wanting to come and invest in Freeport, the fulfillment center, and even as you relate to South Florida, data centers, make chips and all these other things, because Grand Bahama is industrial. That the makeup of Grand Bahama and Freeport is industrial, and so we try to make Freeport a tourism product and model. I mean, when you look at the base of where Grand Bahama is an industrial. It's been a leading industrial in our nation, and we respect the model that Grand Bahama has created, and I believe personally that if we had gone out early on and get some of these investors to be able to look, some of these big multi-billion-dollar, trillion-dollar tech companies to set up something in Freeport, I think the economy would have grown at a tremendous rate and put Grand Bahamians back to work. Instead of them leaving Nassau, we'll have a lot of Nassauvians and people from around the Bahamas going into Freeport looking for jobs and opportunities like it was in the 70s. And that's just, I continue to preach that, and that's economic empowerment for Bahamians. And so when I look at models and I study models, I look at the good and bad, and I said, hey, when you look at the Hawkesbury Creek Agreement, it has done great for Grand Bahama in terms of the opportunity of providing Grand Bahamians with wealth and wealth creation opportunities. But after the two gentlemen died, I just think it's reached a stalemate point. And then when you come into Freeport and you look at downtown and you see a lot of the hotels have left, Grand Bahama downtown is not the way I'm used to seeing Freeport. It hurts my heart.
Hotels were a byproduct of the industry. People had to go stay somewhere while they're doing business. That's what it was.
We still got Sarah.
No one's disagreeing with you on the fact that companies come in. The problem is not that the companies, we don't want the companies to come in, or the Port Authority doesn't want them to come in. The problem is getting the two sides to get along together so that we are not going through this second set of approvals, and that's what we're all trying to work for, including the Freeport license group that just started. We agree that the things have been stagnant since the two gentlemen have passed away, and we feel that it's not the same. We have asked for certain things. We've asked for meetings, but we want the Hawksbill Creek Agreement to work like it should. We also, though, have an issue with the problems that you mentioned, but we don't want them fixed the way that you were mentioning, because the airport is supposed to have been sold. And well, the government has it, and they've made a deal. We want that deal to happen. They said it would start being torn down, I think it was in March or later on, and it still hasn't happened. So we're hoping that that will go along. It's taking too long for us. And we also want the hotel sold. There was a buyer for the hotel, but this new government came in and did not accept this the offer that RCL had on the table. That went away, and now we had a new offer come in, and they didn't have the funding, supposedly. So we're waiting for a buyer. Nobody wants to spend anybody's money to keep that hotel going. We would like a hotel in there. We would like a lead property, but it's not us who has to do that.
So can I ask a question?
And it just needs to happen. But I will be very honest with you. I do not think crypto is the way to go for us.
Well,
we have a financial market. I get that, but you need to look at it in a business sense for us. Coming here for you business-wise is a smart move because of our tax exemptions and because of what we have and the bonded issue and our license fees that Darren referred to earlier. What we're asking for is our Hawksbill Creek Agreement to work properly, which it has not. And I do not love the idea that, hold on, I'm almost finished. I do not love the idea that you are suggesting that we have $150 million that would be given to the government to run Airbnbs and hotels in West End and East End. No, I would like that money to be empowered to young entrepreneurs to do business in that vein. That I would agree with.
Shouldn't you?
I'll let Darren.
Let Darren comment.
Could I chime in here?
Go ahead, Darren.
Grand Bahama over the years was considered to be the magic city. What we didn't have, what wasn't going on. Yes, the visionary of the late Jack and St. George no longer with us. But the reality of it is, Nordy, and to your guess, that's on the other side. The state of Grand Bahama cannot be plunged solely at the feet of the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Governments after governments must take a level of responsibility for the neglect that they have given to Grand Bahama for the processing of applications. The Grand Bahama Port Authority process, approved, and verifies an investor within 10 days. The government goes minimum 2 years plus. Do you think an investor wants to wait that length of time for an investment? No, nobody wants to do so. And so the truth be told, the easy fix for Grand Bahama is for our governments to get to the round table, iron out the differences that we have. We had government playing politics when it came to the Royal Oasis property. Okay, the people that bought the Royal Oasis were the people that took the same money after waiting so much years on trying to cut the deal and build a condominium in Grand Bahama, a two-story, I think 18-story condominium in Grand Bahama, when that could have been gone into the renovations of the hotel property. Okay, and that's where we now have the same thing with the Alukaya. Now we got government allocating $17 million towards Alukaya. And you know what that's for? That's not operational cost. That's renovational cost. Because what they have not told the public is they've actually started themselves renovating the places like the Pop Club and the other restaurants on property, because they realized that they shut down on a deal that could have worked for Grand Bahama and that could have been able to invest or do whatever. Okay, now they have no deal when they had opportunities on the table. And so the easy fix for Grand Bahama is that the government of the Bahamas and the Port Authority coming together. I'm a Grand Bahamian that enjoys the benefit of the Hawksbill Creek Agreement. Other than when, the comments of National is, oh, I only crying for a bonded vehicle. Well, Darren Cooper don't own a flipping bonded vehicle. Every car I got is duty paid. I enjoy the other concessions of the bonded Hawksbill Creek agreement that I have once I am in custody of a license. And I'll say this, I'll end right here, Noddy. As a licensee of the Port Authority, when I can't meet my full yearly license fee, I write to the Grand Bahama Port Authority for a consideration of a discount as a licensee. I can't get that from government.
Yes,
government
sir.
say no, $1,000, and that's what you pay for your license in government areas. The Port Authority say, okay, you're having a hard time, we'll give you 50 to 30% discount. For the past 3 years, I've enjoyed it. And I'm not the only business that gets the discount.
So Darren,
so I don't want for us to beat down a building that I'm not too fond of, but understands the ramification and the understanding of an agreement that has been put in place that has worked. And if the agreement was not a good agreement, it would not have had a 99-year agreement.
It worked in the past, and I know it's working out.
it could work in the future. Darren wants no government involvement over there, but why did you have a government buy a hotel and an airport? Shouldn't the port have fixed those two premises for you?
I didn't have the government did anything.
You didn't listen to what I said?
If the government listened to the people when they in power, there's some decisions government would make that we would not be talking about.
Yep.
It's a private hotel. The Port Authority never owned the hotel.
Yes, they did,
Or
because they
that
collected
property.
$85 million in
Nah.
insurance. Hutchison Van
No,
Poor owned
the
the
Port
hotel.
Authority didn't own
Hutchison
that
Van Poor owned the hotel, and they collected
Hutchison Van Poor did. That's not the
yes,
Port
no,
Authority.
I know, but they
That's a
collected
different
$85 million in
entity.
insurance.
No.
Why don't we do this?
Your information is wrong.
No, my information is not wrong, ma'am. It's not wrong. No, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm sorry. No, ma'am. You're incorrect on that. Okay?
No, you don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking
I know
about.
exactly what I'm talking.
I appreciate y'all, Sarah and Darren. I appreciate
That's
y'all.
your opinion.
We got to get to the break.
Crypto, baby, crypto. Crypto's
gotta
the
get
way to
to
go in
the
Freeport.
That NAFTA will understand our agreement
But-
and the system of Grand
Exactly.
Bahama.
No, boy, your
and
system
that they will
outdated.
be able to appreciate what we continue to fight for.
Listen.
as Grand Bahama.
Your
Right?
Grand
Listen.
Bahama
Wonderful
agreement
afternoon.
applies to
Darren
everyone
and
in
Sarah,
the country.
I appreciate you guys. We got to get to the break, man, because I can be honest with you. My wife from
Nardi.
Freeport, and I ain't trying to have this conversation when I get home, you know.
Talk to her, tell her, the agreement worked good when you was a child.
Before I get-
And now they need that need to be separated. They need to move in a different direction. Go on something else.
I do like the agreement, and the government should stay out. But you know what the problem is? That's not going to happen because they've politicized it. So
But
good
listen,
luck.
I can put this on you. On Friday, I could be at Duncan Carmichael. Come here with me. All right? 4 to 5. We'll finish the conversation with y'all on Friday over donuts. All right?
Yeah.
All right?
Peace
You
and
ain't
blessings,
you ain't
man.
no strangers at Dunkin' Donuts.
I praying for the economy to grow in Grand Bahama, okay?
What
I
you think
praying
they're
for them to
running
grow
on
in
right
Freeport.
Huh? You running on Dunkin'?
Yeah.
And something else, I got to check the consistency of it in the cup. I don't know if you added something to that Dunkin'.
Something with the coconut
With
water.
that coconut water. All right, let's get to the break. Flip side of the break. Well, I appreciate you guys stopping by as well, too, and
Thank you, man.
presenting your side as well. And let's get to the break. We'll talk to Pearlie, and we'll be talking sports as the Tuesday, August 8th edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Shop early to get your uniforms and catch Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4, get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories, and character work desk. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags, and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back to school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back to school special. Restrictions apply.
Tell them. Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
From the fried chicken experts, creators of the Kentucky Chicken Sandwich, comes a whole new way to enjoy barbecue. The KFC Crispy Barbecue Sandwich features a 100% premium white meat Kentucky Fried Chicken filet stacked with bacon, cheddar cheese, crispy fried onions, and barbecue sauce on a toasted, buttery brioche bun. The new KFC Barbecue Crispy Sandwich is available only for a limited time. Try one today and enjoy a whole new level of flavor. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Put your best foot forward this school year by shopping at John's for your back-to-school foot care needs. From toddlers to college students, have your child looking smart in a pair of Hush Puppies, Sperry, Easy Strider brand styles, and many more. Durable and sharp, the kids will step with confidence all year. Need socks and a belt? We've got you covered. And don't forget a new backpack and lunch containers. You can find all this and more at the best prices and customer service in town at John's on Rosetta Street and Carmichael Road. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Grab your camera, capture the spirit of the Bahamas, and win cash and prizes. Scotiabank, in partnership with the Guardian Media Group, invites all youth, amateur, and professional photographers to enter the Celebrate Bahamas 50 photography competition, being held under the theme One Nation, One Legacy, Our Future. With more than $8,000 in cash to be won, snap those photos and send them in by August 30th. Visit GuardianTalkRadio.com or bs.scotiabank.com to find out how to enter. Let's celebrate our proud nation in photos. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, school bag, books, pencils, uniform. Oh, Lord. And I gotta buy snacks too?
Just lay it on the line.
The Guardian Media Group and AML Foods want to help families in need with our first ever Back to School Snackathon. What's a snackathon? Well, we want to help by assisting in donating school snacks to children that may need them as they head back to school this year. To be a part of our snackathon, all you have to do is shop at your favorite Solomon Superstore or Fresh Market. At the store, you can donate your pre-existing loyalty points, or you can donate cash directly at the register. Every single penny will go towards purchasing snacks that will be donated for distribution by the Bahamas Feeding Network and Hands for Hunger. Together, we can ensure that every child that opens their backpack this year will have a snack and a smile.
Get involved, get involved. Get involved, get involved.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
We're back at you right here on Talking Heads, the Tuesday, August 8th edition of Talking Heads. We got Pearly zooming in. What's going on, Pearly?
In this corner, listening to your route.
I was just letting Grand Bahama and Nassau, hash it out, all for the, improvement of Grand Bahama. But,
I see you are the foremost expert on every problem the Bahamas has on your show, but that's cool.
You mean Mr. Rutherford?
Yes, my good friend Graham, yes.
I appreciate Graham's passion, but sometimes, you got to be able to look at
I like to give him a little hell,
Yeah, man, I like to poke that bear all the time. Every chance I get. That's my boy, though. You got a good sense of humor. You can take it.
Yeah, no, he's good people.
But, some of the ideas on point, some of the ideas, I just know me and my people being ready for that. No matter how hard we try, some ish gonna happen and it ain't gonna happen. So,
yep.
Forgive me if I don't do cartwheels.
So what's happening sports-wise, man? What's going on?
Boy, I tell you, Miller Weaver.
Well, I know my Dodgers on a roll, so I'm very happy right now.
Okay. You wanna do today in sport?
Find the Padres up all weekend to let them know who's man.
You wanna do today in sports history?
Let's do that then.
And then we can talk local.
Let's do that.
Because my Yankees ain't doing so good.
There's a God.
Jesus,
I keep telling you,
Lord
there's
have
a God.
mercy. Look here. Plenty happened on this day, August 8th. Here's Today in Sports History, brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. And on this day in 1900, in Boston, the first Davis Cup Series began. The U.S. team defeated Great Britain 3-0. 1903, Joe McGinnity of New York pitched 2 complete games in one day. He won 6-1 and then 4-3 over the Brooklyn Dodgers. No concern over arm maintenance back in the day.
Never. Rubber arms.
1915, Gaway Gravath of Philadelphia hit 4 doubles and brought in 8 runs in a game against the Cincinnati Reds. 1920, Howard Emke of the Detroit Tigers set an American League record when he defeated the New York Yankees 1-0 in 1 hour and 13 minutes.
Oh, he was chunking.
1931, Bob Burke of the Washington Senators pitched a 5-0 no-hitter against the Boston Red Sox. 1954, the Brooklyn Dodgers scored 13 runs in the 8th inning to beat the Cincinnati Reds 20-7 at Ebbets Field.
That happened yesterday. Anyway, go ahead.
And they beat Cincinnati?
No, we beat the Padres. Put 8 runs on them in the 4th.
But this was 13 in the 8th.
Yeah, that's fine. Similar moment.
Similar
outcome.
The New York Yankees, in 1972, the New York Yankees signed a 30-year lease with the city of New York, which called for Yankee Stadium to be completely modernized in time for the 1976 season. 1973, Boston Red Sox, Orlando Cepeda hit 4 doubles against the Kansas City Royals. 1982, Doug DeCinces. You remember Doug DeCinces? Baltimore and then the Angels. Hit 3 home runs against the California Angels. He had hit 3 home runs against Minnesota 5 days earlier. 1985, Major League Baseball players returned to work after a 2-day walkout. 1992, the Dream Team clinched the gold medal at the Barcelona Summer Olympics. The U.S. basketball team beat Croatia 117-85. 1996, Eddie Murray of the Orioles moved into 15th place on the career home run list when he hit his 494th. Also in 96, Willie McGee of the Cardinals hit his 2000 Major League hit. 1998.
Cosell, he looked like E.T.?
Yeah, boy, but he got a T for base, boy. And he got a hit. Willie McGee was a good one, man.
Yeah, he was.
1998, Paul Molitor stole his 500 career base, playing for the Twins. 1999, Wade Boggs got his 3,000 hit of his Major League Baseball career. 2002, Major League Baseball players and owners agreed to a $100,000 increase in baseball's minimum salary. The minimum was set at $300,000 starting in 2003. 2005, it was announced that Wayne Gretzky would be the next head coach of the Phoenix Coyotes. Sports quote of the day. I don't think you could say we were lucky to win, but I think we were kind of fortunate not to lose. Rodney Harding, Oklahoma State, after a narrow victory over San Diego State. And that's a wrap on Today in Sports History, all brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. We got a phone call. Let's go to this phone call real quick. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Hey, what's up, Naughty?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
What's up, Pearly?
Right there, my brother. Right
It's
there.
Mystery Dolphin, Pearly.
Yeah, Mystery Dolphin and I had a good talk on the show. That was Friday.
Oh, okay. All right. Further proof to my theory. You know what I mean? Pearly, that we've discussed.
Naughty, I just had to put it on. I just had to put it on you while you were away because I know you wasn't gonna allow me to do what I did.
Oh, Pearly, you allowed him to talk smack about me when I was away. You didn't defend me, Pearly?
I handcuffed him after about 10 minutes.
What?
Pearly was just being a Democratic talk show host.
No, that's what happens when you let 2 sissified dolphins get a hold of the microphone. That's what has happened.
No, Pearly allowed me to vent. That's all. He allowed me to vent. That's all.
That's all right. I get a couple of Pearly baseball buddies. I can make sure I do Pearly in the same way.
Yeah, hey, Naughty, but I call you on.
I did tell him you're running on and Naughty can get you on Tuesday. I did tell him that.
Yeah, you did say that. You did say that.
No, but Pearly, you see me twice over the weekend and you ain't telling me Mystery called and Mystery was running on.
Yeah, I see what I did, Naughty. What I did, you wasn't going to allow me to do if you were here. You know? So I had to just call in and take that opportunity.
Yeah, you had to play that dolphin card. So anyway, I bet you wouldn't try to say it now.
No, I know. I ain't try that.
Huh?
I ain't try that.
Yeah, so I can start calling you Smokey, and you better start calling me Devo.
Hey,
because you're when I hear, but when I hear you don't talk, you be quiet again.
Hey, Naughty, what I really call, right? I was listening to the show earlier, and I thought Graham was going to be some kind of hero on what to do in Freeport, but he seemed to be not a little bit lost, a far bit lost. Those people that you brought in from Grand Bahama, who you was talking to, they seem well knowledgeable and well-rounded about everything that's going on in Freeport. The government is the problem of Freeport. It is the government. And I don't know why they always asking people, putting people out there for Grand Bahamians to vote for who? They need to put the Port Authority on the ballot. You understand what I'm saying? The problem, what happened with Freeport years ago was when Hubert Ingram allowed those people to build that hotel and that beach in the middle of the High Bay. That led to the demise of the International Bazaar. You understand? So, he who feels it knows it. And Graham and that other gentleman from Nassau who was talking about Grand Bahama and saying they could do this and that, they don't know what's going on. They only standing on the outside looking in. Those two people you brought in on the line from Freeport, they know exactly what's going on. They sound well knowledgeable, and they were.
That's why if you say you're going to fix with Freeport, you need to talk with folks who live in Freeport.
That's right.
That is why,
that is correct.
When it comes to it, I don't have much to say about Freeport because I don't live there. I can tell you anything but Chippenham.
Thank you.
I can tell you anything but Nassau. I can tell you everything but Chippenham, but I ain't trying to get in Freeport because
that's right.
Freeport, no Freeport. And that's one thing with them. They're very proud of their area.
That's right. That's right. He who feels it knows it. And you know what I'm saying? The government can't even take care. The government can't even take care of Nassau. And I wouldn't even want the port to put. I wouldn't even want them to put Freeport in the government's hands because the way these roads is in Nassau, the government taking care of Grand Bahama, that would be like I don't know what. You understand? Because I don't. That just cannot be. You understand? They can't even take care of Nassau itself. There are all these potholes everywhere you drive. You understand? So definitely not. That is out. You see? So I don't know what Graham is talking about. Crypto and this and that and hospital and whatever have you. I see no new hospital in Nassau. There's no new hospital in Nassau. So what are they talking about? So I mean, it's just I tip my hat to the people that you brought in who was talking about Grand Bahama, who lives in Grand Bahama. I tip my hat to them. Kudos to them. Thank you.
Yes, Darren and Sarah know what's going on.
All right, man.
For residents of Grand Bahama.
That's right.
I appreciate you, Mystery Man, and you chimed in so eloquently on politics today. I'm impressed. Maybe you should stick to chiming in or not.
Mystery is well versed.
Yeah, and the jury's still out on when it comes to sports. But anyway, we let that slide. But anyhow, Pearly,
so
boy,
we
got an interesting Final 10 today, boy. Colin Cowherd taking us home with his top 10 rankings, and he got you all rated one above us.
Well, that's good, right?
No, boy. Look, anyway, we can get to that, but then you have Jacksonville on that list, higher than both of Dallas and Miami. Houston, we have a problem.
I think he got everything right.
Yeah. Boy, look here. When you hear this, boy, Pearly, you can scratch your head. But as far as the local scene goes, it's all about Burger King Nassau and that Independence Whopper. And the Bahamas finished 6th at the Under-20 Pan Am Games. As we cover the home court, team picks up 3 bronze medals, 1 gold, 1 silver. And they picked up 3 medals, 1 gold, 1 bronze, 1 silver.
Okay.
And then, of course, Shawnee Miller-Weibo is part of the Team Bahamas set for the World Championship. She's back. She looks like she's in good shape. Post, maternity.
Since she had babies?
Huh?
Since she had babies? I like to say that. She had babies.
Jesus.
She had a child.
Oh, Lord, there must be a sock thing. But anyway, yeah, we'll let that slide.
It's really just a Pearly thing. It's not a Pearly thing.
Oh, God. And then Jones and the W destroy the league leading Aces. Man, listen here, man. I had the Aces on.
Man, that was a game.
Here. Boy, look at they beat the bejesus out of them.
Your girl, was she in Canicio? What happened out to them?
Ianascu.
Yes. Gun 6 for 10 from the 3-point line. She has one of the most perfect shots forms that you could think about.
That was one of Kobe's disciples, boy.
Yeah.
And another one who loved Kobe too, Diana Taurasi, 40-year-old scoring 40 points.
Yeah, 42 points, eh?
Yeah, she joined on with Jordan on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much the local scene right here.
Okay.
Nothing too much. But now we got to look at the international scene, who's in and who's out, all brought to you, of course, by Tropical Gyros. And listen, both locations still open for you. Mackey and Rosetta, the flagship, open until 6. And out in the west, R&D Plaza, open until 7. But a lot of news swirling out of NFL camps.
I'm hearing, yeah.
Some trade targets. All right? And apparently these are some realistic trade targets. Here are the top 5. All right? And boy, Pearly, some of these don't make no sense.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I was like, come on, really?
But we'll roll down nonetheless. Number 5, Aaron Donald to the Eagles. The Rams receive a 2024 first-round pick, a 2024 second-round pick. No, sir. That's too little compensation for Aaron Donald.
A first-round pick, considering where the Eagles will finish pretty high. Okay.
And then a 2024 second-round pick?
That ain't too bad.
He's 32, but still.
That ain't too bad. First and second, that ain't too bad. You don't get that in any trades.
Boy. They still got Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis. But he'd make that defense special. I cannot lie. So let's see how that pans out. But I think they want more for Aaron Donald. And the Rams are trying to milk that last place schedule and get back into playoff conversations.
Yeah.
The New York Jets at number 4 receive running back Josh Jacobs. The Raiders receive a 2024 third-round pick. What? He just led the league in rushing.
Yeah, but he's not going to be a first-round pick.
No, but wow, a third round? That's a little low.
No, that's pretty good. That's put the going market.
I guess for a running back. Boy, I don't know, but they'll have to sign him to that long-term deal. But they got Breece Hall in New York, so it could only be a one-year rental. I don't think they give him a long-term deal. Now, here's one. Here's one that makes a lot of sense. Tampa Bay receives Trey Lance from the 49ers. 49ers receive a 2024 third-round pick, a 2024 fourth-round pick. At least you get 2 picks back, considering what they traded to get him.
That's not bad, considering he's not going to be starting quarterback.
Well, obviously, if they trade him there, he has the opportunity, because I hear in Tampa Bay they're looking at Baker Mayfield and the kid Kraft, from Florida.
Yeah, that'd be a good move for them if they could make that happen.
So that might be something that could work for him. Now, here's another one that gets interesting. Number 2 on the list? Yeah, number 2 on the list. I don't see where Baltimore would ever do this. I got to talk to Statboy on this, but apparently Detroit receives linebacker Patrick Queen, and Baltimore receives a 2024 second-round pick.
The compensation makes sense, but I don't see the trade. Apparently, Baltimore got a chance to win that division.
Because they traded for Roquan Smith last season.
That's all right.
And they gave him a 5-year, $100 million contract. And with Smith locked in for the next half decade, the Ravens may not have enough money to keep Patrick Queen around. He's an elite linebacker. He's been a fixture in the Baltimore defense since he was taken in the first round of the 2020 draft. He started 50 games since then. 321 tackles, 10 sacks, 5 fumble recoveries, 4 forced fumbles, and 3 interceptions. He's only 23. They could probably get some good compensation for him, more than a 2024 second-round pick.
Probably so.
Depending on who they shop him to. But I understand if money's going to be an issue at that position, then one of them got to go. But you never know. Now, here's one that makes sense to me. Will the Colts pull the trigger? New England Patriots get a running back, Jonathan Taylor. The Colts get a 2024 second-round pick. What say you on the value there, Pearly?
It's a good value trade, but I don't see the Colts. I don't see that happening either. But rumor has it he's on the trading block.
Well, finally, because I heard they weren't budging, but apparently if he is on the block, then people need to make a gamble. They need to roll the dice on him, man.
Yeah, but there's some talk that he might have been a good fit for Miami as well.
They said that the market's been relatively cool, given his expiring contract. Yeah, and I've heard rumors about Miami, too.
Yeah.
Something you got to look at there, though. If the Patriots could pull that off the way they like to run the football, and with Ramondre Stevenson there as well, Ramondre Stevenson, they got a two-headed monster running back. They'll run the lights out of the football. And then Mac Jones goes exclusively to that short game that he excels in.
Well, if that room heats up pretty soon, Dalvin Cook better have signed a contract with somebody because his value dropping fast.
Free falling. He might not even have a team.
I hear he's waiting to see if somebody gets hurt so he can get more money because the Jets and the Dolphins made him offers, but he wants more money. He's hoping somebody gets hurt somewhere and the team is desperate and then he can get what he wants.
Well, we'll see.
I think if it don't be panned down by the end of next week, by the end of this year, by the middle of next week, he in problems. Preseason games start this weekend.
Exactly.
Actually, start Thursday.
Bingo. All right, Freddie, speaking of games, let's check out the Major League schedule today and who we like tonight in our pro picks.
Do that. I want to talk about last night. You keep ducking this.
Well, we got to get to the break soon because we got the final 10 and that Colin Cowherd top 10
But
NFL.
Very, very quickly, the Padres jump on my Dodgers in the second inning and put 5 runs up. Right there, they all excited. Petco Field was jumping like crazy, and then Mookie just put a pin in them and hit a grand slam yesterday. That was awesome. Took 3 out of the 4 games from them. Pretty much kind of killing their playoff hopes.
Wow. Must be nice to have your team.
But the next thing I see the Angels gambled by not trading Ohtani. And it don't look like they're paying off. They lost like 8 in a row. They're pretty much out of the playoff picture.
They out of it. Who's surprising me is the Orioles, man. They ran down the Rays.
The Orioles are a really good young team. I thought they would have been folded by now, but they really sticking there. I thought they would have pulled Arizona and fold like how Arizona fold.
But the sad thing about it is, you look over there in the National League, Braves are 70-40. You guys are 65-46. You got the Brewers 61-53. The Phillies right there in the conversation again, 61-51. What did I tell you about them?
They're playing good ball. Trey Turner starting to play some ball because, he was having a really crappy season. But he had a really good weekend.
And the Brewers doing that thing, I think the Reds going to go into that free fall now.
Oh, they already have.
But completely, just completely go over the top. So, let's have a look at the games tonight, Pearly. Phillies lead the Nationals 6-3 right now, bottom of the 5th. You got the Tigers and the Twins coming up today. I want no part of that game.
I like the Twins.
Probably go with the Twinkies. They got the most to play for. The Reds and the Marlins. The free fall has started with the Reds. I like the Marlins to win tonight.
Yeah.
They still have something to play for.
Yeah.
But that boy Alcantara got hit all over the park the other day.
Yeah, he did.
The Rays and the Cardinals. Boy, Cardinals trying to, do their late season rally as they always do.
The Rays trying to get back in the picture. I go to the Rays tonight.
I like the Rays too. Pirates and the Braves. Pirates have been red hot lately.
Have they?
Yeah, they have. They took a couple from the Brewers over the weekend. During the weekend, and they won over the weekend a couple of times too.
Yeah, okay.
But I like the Braves. Well, this is a good one. Orioles and the Astros. Ooh, Lord. Give me the Astros.
I like the Orioles.
Phillies and the Nationals. I like the Phillies in that one.
Yeah, but
They obviously playing a doubleheader today.
Yeah.
Mets and the Cubs. I like the Cubs in this one.
Cubs playing really good ball. I like the Cubs. Cody Bellinger starting to hit a good ball. I like the Cubs.
Blue Jays and the Guardians. I like the Blue Jays.
BB pitching tonight. Kirkcudbright. I like Cleveland tonight.
Royals and the Red Sox. I like the Red Sox in this one.
Red Sox walk off last night with a grand slam.
There you go. White Sox and the Yankees. I like the Yankees to get it done tonight.
I like anybody to beat the White Sox. Yeah, I go to the Yankees tonight.
Rockies and the Brewers. I like the Brewers to get it done.
Yeah.
Angels and the Giants. I like the Giants in that one.
Giants playing good ball. Toledo pitching tonight against Alexander. Should be a good game. I think the Angels can need one. The Angels are those 8 in a row they overdue for a win.
I like the Rangers over the A's.
Yeah.
I like the Mariners over the Padres.
Boy, who pitching tonight? Martinez for the Padres. Yeah, all right. Yeah, Gilbert pitching for the Mariners. I like the Mariners tonight as well.
And I like the Dodgers over the Diamondbacks.
I think we can go in there and take 2 from the Diamondbacks.
You could parlay any of them, man, with the Island Game, all right? It's bet it, set it, and forget it. Simply log on to theislandgame.com, all right? And like I said, they always remind you to play
responsibly. Don't forget to remind
responsibly.
Eddie them to get my contract together because
I power with Eddie tomorrow, man. Me and Eddie can power. I can convey the message.
Please.
All right, but let's get to the break, man. I appreciate you. Good to hear from you. And, we got that top 10 courtesy of Colin Cowherd. Buckle up. You can be surprised with some of them there, Pearly.
Let's go and listen.
All right. And we'll see you tomorrow right here for the Wednesday, August 9th edition of Talking Heads right here on Guardian Radio. We'll see you tomorrow.
Ready for something very delicious this summer? Introducing the new Dunkin' Strawberry Cheesecake Iced Latte. Enjoy the bold flavors of Dunkin' Espresso and sweet, luscious strawberry, all topped with velvety whipped cream and irresistible made in latte heaven. Make Dunkin' Strawberry Cheesecake Iced Latte your go-to beverage this summer. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Shavara Roca Enias, Chickchani Farms. I think farming chose me. Winning this award will definitely give us the funding that we need to start our farming season. Most persons who are in the agriculture field realize that at the start of the season, which is in the next couple of weeks, you do always need a bulk of cash. I think track record for the work that we've been doing in agriculture over the last 10 years. And so when I saw the opportunity for an award like this, I figured, you know what, I should just go ahead and enter.
The Agrarian Awards, September 16th.
Refine taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to, wanna step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place, is your place.
We're gonna give you a check every week for a year. Percy's Pension Plan, Island Game, keep you winning. Percy's Pension Plan, dream big, we will help you live it. Percy's Pension Plan, Island Game, we got you plan. From the friends you can trust, if winning is a must, come play the game you know, cause your best chance is with us. The most trustworthy name is Percy's Island Game, so put 20 on your account and win at Percy's Island Game.
As a parent and pediatrician, I know how important it is to keep our little ones up to date with their childhood immunizations. When your little ones are immunized against diseases like measles, whooping cough, and polio, which has a treatment or cure. When the immunized child is exposed to the germs that cause these diseases, their immune system is prepared to fight immediately, preventing sickness and even death. Parents have been doing this for years to protect their children. Now it's your turn to keep your little ones safe.
Vaccines are essential for new. As you begin back-to-school preparations, ensure that your children's vaccinations are up to date. All vaccines are available at all public health clinics. This message is brought to you by Pahold Health and Wellness and USAID.
Grab your camera, capture the spirit of the Bahamas, and win cash and prizes. Scotiabank, in partnership with the Guardian Media Group, invites all youth, amateur, and photographers to enter the Celebrate Bahamas 50 photography competition, being held under the theme One Nation, One Legacy, Our Future. With more than $8,000 in cash to be won, snap those photos here. Visit GuardianTalkRadio.com or bs.scotiabank.com to find out how to enter. Let's celebrate our proud nation in photos. Terms and conditions apply.
Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Here we go.
Heard hot the top 10 NFL teams according to college. Number 10.
If they're healthy, I like the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson is now signed to a long-term deal. They have added some nice pieces. Beckham, Rashad Bateman comes back. J.K. Dobbins is healthy now. Lamar has the best offensive weapons of his career, a new coordinator. Hopefully they respect his passing game more because I've always thought he's better in the pocket than anybody wants to admit. Lamar has the second highest winning percentage among all active quarterbacks, only behind Patrick Mahomes. Cross your fingers on their health. They get dinged up more than anybody in camp. Baltimore at 10.
Number 9.
This is the year I buy into the Chargers. Justin Herbert now gets a really good offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore. He also gets his excellent young left tackle back, Rashawn Slater. Mike Williams and Keenan Allen missed a lot of games last year, so they got a first-round pick, Quentin Johnston, a wide receiver from TCU, who has had a remarkable camp. I think the Chargers are ready to go. Coach is on the hot seat, but I think he makes it through the year.
Number 8.
The Cowboys. I do worry about Zach Martin and the loss of Kellen Moore. I think they're a C.D. Lamb injury away from having to win games, low scoring, but I don't think Dak's going to throw that many interceptions. The NFC's weak. I do think they'll figure out Zach Martin eventually. I think they're a bit too Dak dependent this morning with Zach Martin out and Kellen Moore gone. That worries me, and I don't love their head coach and his ability to not manage the clock. But this defense is absolutely top 5. They added a great corner in Stephon Gilmore, so I am okay with it.
Number 7.
Miami. It's all on Tua's health. They did not address the offensive line that was ranked 22nd, but with 3 different starting quarterbacks, their offense was number 3. If Tua stays healthy, they're going to score 30 points. They're San Francisco East. A lot of weapons, a lot of speed, a lot of versatile players. Got to get Jalen Ramsey, though, back, the playmaker at corner.
Number 6.
Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence is ascending. The AFC South is weak. They've added Calvin Ridley. Don't forget how great he was. Doug Peterson, first year with Trevor Lawrence, by about week 8, week 9, they started to click. Excellent football team, adding some weapons. See no reason they can't challenge Kansas City for the number 1 seed. They have an easier schedule.
Number 5.
Buffalo, let's not go crazy. There has been Stephon Diggs drama, but Josh Allen, okay, they've won that division for 3 straight years for a reason. They're simply more talented. Now, he did lead the NFL in giveaways last year without Coach Brian Daboll. That worries me. He can be a little loose. With Mahomes, I get greatness without the turnovers. With Allen, they go hand in hand. I worry about that. The defense will be strong. They have the best roster in that division, and I think they probably win it again.
Number 4.
Philadelphia loses Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator. But Jalen Hurts is 21-4 in his last 25 starts. The kid is smart. He's mobile. He's versatile. He's coachable. They're going to win. Howie Roseman has built an excellent offensive line. They lost some good linebackers, but they had DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny, a couple of nice running backs who have home run potential. Philadelphia pulls back a little. They're going to face better quarterbacks this year. They'll actually play from behind occasionally in the regular season, and so I put them at 4.
Number 3.
Cincinnati. By the way, Joe Burrow's the most sacked quarterback over the last 2 years. They've really never gotten the offensive line right, and that's maybe the difference between the Chiefs and the Bengals. The Chiefs were able to rebuild that O-line in 1 year and have the best young center in the game. Bengals O-line always worries me. They moved off their safeties, Jesse Bates and Von Bell, which I actually thought was smart, both good players. They understand their priorities. They feel like in the NFC they could win this thing going away, but there's this team in Kansas City that's in their way in the AFC.
Number 2.
Listen, the Niners, teams that played San Francisco last year, went 0-16 the following week. That's insane. Why? They beat the you-know-what out of you. The NFL's most physical team. They've got 9 guys that I think, maybe 8, that have a chance to be Hall of Famers. Kittle and Debo and McCaffrey and Trent Williams and Fred Warner. They got talent to burn. but they're not special at quarterback. They're just capable, and that's why they're number 2.
Number 1.
The Chiefs have projected 2 new tackles, but I've seen this team rebuild their receiving core, their offensive line, and the defense in 1 year. They'll make it work. I don't have much to say. They've reached the Super Bowl in 3 of the last 4 years. And what did Andy Reid say about Patrick Mahomes? We're going to put more on his plate. In Dallas, they're taking stuff off the table for Dak. Andy's like, I'm going to put more on his plate. Mahomes is just different. The rules don't apply. They didn't really apply for Belichick and Brady, and they don't really apply for Andy Reid and Mahomes. We've got a dynasty on our hands, and everybody appears to be in their prime as they've rebuilt the receiving core. They've moved off the right people at the right time. So I have them number 1. And Nick Wright, co-host First Things First, now joining us live. Oh, okay, let's start with that. Anything?
He'll enter the season with a full training camp under his belt, and McCaffrey explained why it's been crucial for him to get prepared in the offseason with his team.
It's much better. You know, his OTAs were great just to really understand the concepts and really not just learn the running back position, but the whole offense and understand timing with what the quarterback sees and what Kyle sees and getting timing right with the O-line and Juice and the tight end. So coming into camp, you know, you're not playing catch-up. So it's been great to be able to kind of not just learn the offense, but master it.
Brock Purdy's the guy. Yeah, Brock Purdy's the guy. I saw another story this morning that's it's nothing against Sam Darnold, but he's mistake-prone, or Trey Lance, but accuracy issues. This is going to look like last year's team.
Absolutely. And, you know, some impressive numbers we saw from the 49ers last season after Week 8. Once they had added Christian McCaffrey, they had the best record in the league. Over 28 points per game, which was 3rd. Yards per play, 2nd.
Wow.
Yeah, so Christian McCaffrey really just completely jump-started that offense. And
you could argue Debo and McCaffrey are the 2 most versatile players in the NFC. I mean, literally, that is really the offense. It's the opposite of most NFL offenses where they'll spend money on toys on the perimeter, but not necessarily at quarterback, which is the opposite of what teams do. So they just have, when you have a smart coach and he's got multiple chess pieces, Andy Reid, Kyle Shanahan, it's just hard to stop. You know what? If you go as great as the Niners defense was last year, they couldn't stop Philadelphia and they couldn't stop Kansas City. So, I mean, the question's going to become, if Purdy's upright and throwing with these toys, they're going to be a 30-point-a-game team. I don't think there's any doubt.
Absolutely. Tons of questions about whether or not Purdy is the guy based off of what we saw last year, but he only really needs to be exactly what we've already seen him do, which is protection and get the ball to the playmakers. We'll wrap it up here with the top 10 from the NFL's top 100 players that has been released. For the 2nd time in his career, Patrick Mahomes he'll enter the season with a full training camp under his belt, and McCaffrey explained why it's been crucial for him to get prepared in the offseason with his team.
It's much better. You know, his OTAs were great just to really understand the concepts and really not just learn the running back position, but the whole offense and understand timing with what the quarterback sees and what Kyle sees and getting timing right with the O-line and Juice and the tight end. So coming into camp, you know, you're not playing catch-up. So it's been great to be able to kind of not just learn the offense, but master it.
Brock Purdy's the guy. Yeah, Brock Purdy's the guy. I saw another story this morning that's it's nothing against Sam Darnold, but he's mistake-prone, or Trey Lance, but accuracy issues. This is going to look like last year's team.
Absolutely. And, you know, some impressive numbers we saw from the 49ers last season after Week 8. Once they had added Christian McCaffrey, they had the best record in the league. Over 28 points per game, which was 3rd. Yards per play, 2nd.
Wow.
Yeah, so Christian McCaffrey really just completely jump-started that offense. And
you could argue Debo and McCaffrey are the 2 most versatile players in the NFC. I mean, literally, that is really the offense. It's the opposite of most NFL offenses where they'll spend money on toys on the perimeter, but not necessarily at quarterback, which is the opposite of what teams do. So they just have, when you have a smart coach and he's got multiple chess pieces, Andy Reid, Kyle Shanahan, it's just hard to stop. You know what? If you go as great as the Niners defense was last year, they couldn't stop Philadelphia and they couldn't stop Kansas City. So, I mean, the question's going to become, if Purdy's upright and throwing with these toys, they're going to be a 30-point-a-game.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.